hello. Thank
Hi,
you.
MJ.
Hello, maraming salamat at congratulations sa never ending na mga blessing mo Pero yung first question ko muna, since kanina naman natanong na marami about investments, ano yung latest naman na pinakamalaking investment na masasabi mong worth it para sa'yo?
Something monetary has to do with it's a what kind of business is it? It's a hotel business. So yeah, I entered into a partnership uh, for hospitality business, and yeah, quite excited about that. And since I live in the province, I'm gearing more towards sustainable living. So with the properties that we have, we try to engage in different programs wherein we can help the community. So parang yeah, I'm leaning towards more sustainable lifestyle and probably providing the community an option uh, to live to have a better environment. So it's quite big, but for now it's just really entering into that kind of business, uh, and quite excited about it.
Wow, and it's sustainable. Kumbaga, para it's what
Mhm.
the country needs, actually the world needs right now.
Yeah,
What can you
exactly.
share
Yeah.
about it? Pwede mo ba i-share kung anong location nito at nasa ang stage na kayo ng development or to be announced pa ba ito?
Yeah, to be announced. I don't want to preempt it, but we're closing the deal this week. So you know,
Okay, praying
um,
for you on that one. But ito, when it comes to you entering in these kinds of negotiations, meron ka bang insurance dito? How do you go about when you venture in it? Because of course, you said you started as an actor, then you went off
mhm,
cam, you also produce and have investments
mhm.
on the side. How does it go for you when you go into these kinds of investments?
First of all, risk. You have to consider the risk it entails, and knowledge on the business. And yeah, it's important to know your uh, what do you call this? Your exposure. I mean, and not invest so much, and making sure that you have something else on the side. And the black and white of stuff, I'm very particular when it comes to the black and white, so that you're protected. And in terms of insurance, I'm very well aware of uh, the things I need to secure first before I enter into anything. So I always make sure that that is taken care of. In terms of in case something happens, there's always that safety net that I can rely on. And when I enter into a business, I make sure that I don't spend more than what I can manage. So at least I know if I lose, I won't be too hurt. I know I can work to get the money again. I guess it all
Understand.
boils down to being practical still, because it's a hard earned money.
And so what is your stand? Ito naman kasi ngayon bilang isang negosyante rin at naikot mo na rin naman yung iba't ibang klase ng negosyo. Ano yung stand mo sa mga crypto, sa NFT? Are you open in investing or are you investing already?
All right, I'm a very conservative investor. I don't delve into businesses I have no any idea about. So since I have so many friends, so many people around me, close friends, who have been encouraging me to get into that business, crypto business, and some other businesses. But I'm a very old-fashioned kind of person. So I'd like to see my money, and I'd like to know where it's going and not up in there. So I don't do stocks, I don't do crypto, and I play with whatever I can play with based on how I know I can play. And I have naman, other options in life, which is, like what I'm doing right now and some businesses on the side. Short of saying, I don't want to complicate my life more in terms of that. Though I know we are at the cusp of digital age in terms of banking and everything paperless, and I've been practicing that. But getting into cryptocurrency, I'm still kind of, waiting it out for now.
Oo, lalo na ano ngayon shaky yung
Oh, you're never sure. It's like
Mhm,
stocks. You never know what's happening, di ba?
mhm,
So ano pa bago pa lang. So I'm gonna wait it out.
mhm. And sabi nga nila, 'di ba, we always say that kumbaga the son always follows the footsteps of the father. Pero this time around with Inigo in Hollywood, and doon ka naman nanggaling, you said, 'di ba, when you were a teen, 'di ba, na you
Mm-hmm.
packed a bag and went there. Are you
Mm-hmm.
open to making a project in Hollywood? Dahil nakikita natin na, of course, the borders are opening up, globalization is talagang in high demand when it comes to projects. Or meron na bang project?
I guess more than being in Hollywood, with the globalization of cinema, we don't have to be in certain parts of the world to be able to come up with something that we can be proud of. And that's what I want to champion, Philippine cinema. So I don't have to be in the States to do a movie that we can showcase to the world.
That
But
is awesome.
should there be a chance to do something with my son in the States? We have been in talks with different content producers, and one day you'll just wake up, we have a new project. So these are all uh, confidential pa, but we have been in constant talks with different content producers, not just in the States but also in other parts of the world, because of the digital age. We can coordinate, without having to go to the festivals. So now the market has opened so wide that there's just so much demand for content, and I guess for me it's just a matter of time before we can come up with films that we can be proud of, not necessarily being in Hollywood or a bigger movie from outside, but something that's done here but has an international feel to it.
That's true. That's true. And eto naman, how important is it for a personality of your stature to be outspoken about political things or not to talk about certain issues when it comes to politics?
Stick to your field. I mean, that would be my answer to that. I mean, I'm not a political person, so I'm sticking to what I know, which is show business. So this is my field, and this is my world. So I'm keeping it like that. Should I be asked for my personal choices, who I want to campaign for? That's my personal choice. It's got nothing to do with my being an actor or a professional person. But I'm not the type who would, settle it in social media. I wouldn't want to, aggravate the situation. I would just vote for who I want to vote for, and express my opinions. In places where I know it's valued or needed.
That's nice. And last na lang yung question ko, no? Now that you have, of course, an established cash flow, anong masasabi mo? Ano yung principle mo when it comes to that? For people who wants to maybe reach, di ba? Kahit kalahati lang of the success you've had when it comes to handling finances.
It all comes down to the beginning. When you have something, then know first your priorities, and know first what you need to get to be independent. But at the same time, know that the steady cash flow is not forever. You're not in your prime forever. So when you have the opportunity to save up, and don't really, I mean, just don't live beyond your means. And then I guess that's what kept me afloat, the last more than 20 years of my career. I never changed my lifestyle. I never changed my way, my habits on spending. And I would never spend on things na alam ko hindi ko kayang bayaran. I would save up first before I purchase something. And that's because I know, you're not going to be earning forever. So I would want my money to work for me after a certain time. So that's what I aimed for. And I guess it's important for us to know what we need. And being independent entails a lot of, being not just being on your own, but you have to be financially literate in terms of how you can manage your money, your cash flow. I mean, I started out really young, but now looking back, I would want to say it's all worth the risk because I had to protect myself. I had to secure my future. And if you have that in your mindset early on, then you're on this. You're on the right track.
That's nice. So never ka naging matatak, yung mga gano'n, 'di ba? Lalo na sa showbiz, 'di ba? Logo mania, parang
Yeah,
mahilig
or
sa
yung
luxury.
ma-overwhelm ka sa branded stuff or dun sa mainggit ka kung ano meron yung iba. I never lived like that. I would never compare myself to my peers. As long as I know that I'm okay, na I have what I need, then I would never compare the success of other people against mine.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thanks,
Thank you.
MJ.
Thank
Nice to see you
you.
again.
See you. Keep safe.
You too.